Noon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, as we say every single Thursday at 2 p.m. This is going to be a great training. Number one, this is part of our triple play annuity webinar training series. So we have three separate webinars over the next about 4 to 6 weeks. And the goal is to make sure that if you're a brand new rookie annuity agent advisor, right, that you have enough to be dangerous, right, and make more sales, help more clients. If you're a seasoned veteran, you're going to have everything again at your fingertips, maybe learn some new sales strategies or maybe leverage some of our new annuity lead platforms, right? And in fact, we have a new seminar series. We have now a radio show platform that we're rolling out. So a ton of new ideas for you all to move the needle, not only when it comes to the annuity side, but the IUL life side as well. So great stuff to come. So again, this is number one of a three-part series, and we are launching AuguStar on the annuity side, which is a proprietary portfolio through our partnership with AmeriLife. So we've been wanting to do this for a long time, and we're finally on the day of our grand opening able to release these products to you all so you can start selling immediately. Okay. In fact, we already have a handful of agents up and running. So number one, AuguStar A rated, which is very, very important on the annuity side. In fact, on all sides. Number two, what we're going to do is we have Derek from AuguStar. He's going to jump in about 7 to 8 minutes here. And then I'm going to show you some of these new lead programs, lead generation tools as soon as we wrap up on the AuguStar side. And we'll get everybody out before 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, we won't let you go without our webinar giveaway incentive. So for all Levinson active agents, okay, what does it mean? You have to be appointed with at least one carrier and written at least one application in the last year. So you are eligible to answer my question of the day first and correctly to win a set of Apple AirPods and our latest prospecting book. Okay, 100% complimentary. Make sure you're on until the end because the answer has to do with the slides we're going over today. Let's jump right in. What I want to do first is speak about what's most important to all of us here at Levinson, and that's you all, our customer, our client, which is our agents, right? We don't sell on a retail level. We are 100% distributors on the life, annuity, and now health side. So when I see things like this come in from David and Rich, it means everything, not just to me, but all of our employees. In fact, we have employees over 4 states now. We share this around to all the team members, and then we'll do like a luncheon, some type of celebration. So please keep sharing, especially if you're happy with our service. And if there is a 1% chance things don't go as planned, if you're not happy with anything, okay, at the carrier level, at our level, please let me or Carrie know. Anyway, top left corner, if you're not doing business with Levinson, you're wasting your money and time. You should be working with Levinson. David, that's awesome to see on the right side. Bill, Michelle, and RJ are doing a fantastic job. They're always there when I have a problem to solve. Just wanted to express my appreciation to them both. So, Rich, thank you again. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to talk about real fast is also very important to us, and it should be most important to you, is cash in your pocket, okay? Or let's say maybe second best, right? Family comes first. We'll say cash comes a quick second in your business model. So this is an opportunity, right, where you can write annuity business with us, right, on the FIA side, and starting at just $150,000. That could be one app. Okay, we all know, right? Maybe a $150,000 FIA, one application, especially with AuguStar. Boom, you get a $250 marketing allowance, or an Apple Watch you get to pick, and then hopefully you'll use that marketing allowance to buy some leads, maybe use our seminar program, the mailer platform, or a little bit of everything. On the second level there, 400,000 gets you 400, and then it goes all the way up to $2,000. Okay, and there's no small print gray area. Any agent at street level, as long as this isn't on yourself, you are eligible and in the incentive program. Okay. And if you have any agents that you work with, same thing goes. All right, let's keep moving forward. What I want to do is talk about our annuity department, give you a 100-foot overview. So we've been up and running on the annuity side for over 15 years now. So the life side since 1972, annuities for just over 15 years. The health side, it's been about 72 hours, right? We launched our senior health department last Friday. So it's been almost a week now, but we're so excited about that side as well. Focusing on annuities, we now have 42 direct IMO contracted carriers for you all at your disposal. And what's interesting here is we don't have a lot of overlap going on, okay? For any type of scenario in the annuity space, we do have a solution with one of our carriers. So Josh and RJ are here to help you. They have a combined over 45 years experience on the annuity side. So any question, right? It doesn't matter, too small, too big. If it's a rookie question, it's okay. Just reach out anytime and we'll get you everything you need. We'll do literally everything from A to Z except speak to your client, okay, which is against our E&O policy. So jump in, reach out, email, phone, whatever you prefer, and let's get those cases in and started. Let's move forward to our feature presentation today. We have Derek from AuguStar joining us, and he's going to jump in and share all the reasons why you should be looking at AuguStar and some sales ideas around these products. Derek, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Bill.
Yep, thank you.
So, guys, Bill said I'm Derek over here at AuguStar. Excited to be here. I think the timing of this partnership is perfect as we just so happen to be launching a new suite of fixed index annuities that'll be going live this coming Monday, June 1st. So we got a lot of really exciting stuff that I'll be able to share with you today. So just kind of give you an idea of what I was, overall going to be walking through with you is I want to first give you all just a quick little background on AuguStar, of who we are, touch a little on, what it's going to look like working with us. And then I'll dive into, that product launch that I was just talking about and, all the features there. All right, so just getting started. If you look at AuguStar, like our backstory, our owner parent company is called Constellation Insurance. Constellation is comprised of two of the largest pension managers in all of North America. And they have about 750 billion in AUM. So a lot of assets under management there. And a couple years ago, they were essentially looking to expand what their portfolio looks like. And just so happened, a company by the name of Ohio National was for sale at a very cheap price. And they thought it made more sense to buy an insurance carrier versus having to start one completely from scratch. Just a lot quicker to be able to get, to distribution and get things up and running. And so they ended up buying Ohio National. And since then, they developed what has become AuguStar and was a very strong company financially. When you look at it from like a leadership perspective, they went out and got some of the best leaders in the industry. Majority of our execs actually come from Jackson National. So it's a lot of the guys that were there from late 90s, early 2000s and really built Jackson into the large and successful company that it became. So we have a lot of strong leadership there. And then on the back end, when it comes to Constellation and just what they've been able to create so far with AuguStar, it's made it to where we're very strong financially, to where we're now an A-rated carrier. And the reason I say while we're hitting on the, our A-rated carrier rankings now is because one negative thing that does come with when you purchase a company like Ohio National, where they had some trouble leading up to the sale, is their ratings had decreased significantly. And so it's very easy to decrease a rating, but it's very difficult, to increase a rating and get it back up to that strong A-rated carrier that we are. And I think it just really shows how strong our leadership has been and what they've been able to develop with AuguStar. For us to have only been having distribution now for 2.5 years and already have us, our ratings have several upgrades to where we're back to being an A-rated carrier. So just wanted to quickly hit on that, give you a little bit of our backstory. Now, when you look at what it's like working with us now, I think it's important to point this out because any agent that submits business, you're going to be dealing with our new business team, our suitability team, and then on the back end, after a policy is funded, at some point, either an agent or a client's going to have to call in and get something from our back office. And so you want that to be a good experience. Right now, when you look at from a new business standpoint, we are typically running around two business days. So that's like 2 business days for suitability review, new business review, and getting a fund or like a new money case to fund or getting that 1035 paperwork out. I don't mean it's 2 business days like for new business, then it moves to suitability. It's 2 business days for all of those from when we receive that application. So you're looking at a very quick turnaround time right now. And then on the back end, when you do need to reach out to anyone in our service department, it's taking about 50 seconds on average from you calling in to someone picking up the phone. So you're able to get in contact with someone fast and get those answers quickly. That way you're not wasting a significant portion of your day trying to get answers. So overall experience has been very good, for most agents and clients working with us. Now to some of the good stuff. As I said, we're looking to launch a whole new product suite that's going to be coming out this Monday, June 1st. So really good timing for this partnership with you all. And when you look at this product, really how we came up with some of the features of it is we met with a lot of our top carriers back in August and asked them, what is it you want to see in a product? Like, what can we do to enhance what we already have available? And so feedback we received was, right now in the industry, a lot of people are gravitating more towards having guaranteed caps and pars rates. They wanted more flexibility with our index options, wanted suitability, a little more flexibility there on specific type of cases, and also wanted to add an RMD friendly feature. So essentially what we did is we looked to implement that feedback, and you will see that as I go through what we are launching called our Omega Suite of fixed index annuities. So just quick overview of the suite. We're going to have 3 different products within it. We'll have Omega Accumulation, which is just more of like your traditional fixed index annuity. So there'll be a 5, 7, and 10-year option. We are adding that RMD friendly feature that advisors were looking for, and then you can issue it, up to age 85. When you come to Omega Bonus, this is going to be our no fee bonus option. So we'll now have, I'll dive into it a little more, but it's going to be a no fee bonus option up to 23%. You have a 5% free withdrawal starting in year 2. And then from an RMD standpoint, we just have to get past 12/31 of that first contract year, and then they would have access to RMD, so they don't have to wait for the whole 1-year contract anniversary to start, tapping into it. And then the third product is going to be Omega Bonus Plus, very similar to Omega Bonus, except you'll have a 10% free withdrawal and a bonus option up to 31%. This one will have a fee, but it's just going to be at 95 basis points, which is, the industry average right now. And one thing I want to point out too is all 3 of these products are going to have a plethora of index options that will have guaranteed caps or par rates. That way you no longer have to worry about, renewal rates decreasing. So this is just looking at Omega Accumulation, very similar to what I just said. I know there's not all those bells and whistles to it. So you're just looking at a very simple, FIA option, 5, 7, 10-year, full control over, how you allocate those indexes. And then 7 of the crediting options will have guaranteed participation rates or caps. And one thing we're excited about is we're also going to be adding an S&P 500 intraday cap. Where for the 5-year, you'd be looking at 10.25%, and it would increase by 25 basis points to 10.5 for a 7 and 10.75 for a 10. So that's a new strategy we're excited about offering that gives you a lot of upside, and it's tied to the S&P 500 to help keep it a little more simplistic for both advisors and clients. Now, when it comes to our bonus options, one thing that is important to be aware of is there are going to be state variations. So we're going to have our non-compact states in the blue, navy bluish color, and then the orange is going to be our compact states. So it's just something to be mindful of when you are, working with clients on different cases, is you need to make sure you're cross-referencing which state they are in. So this is just to give you an idea of what those bonuses are going to look like. If you're using Omega bonus, we'll now have a no fee bonus option up to 23% in the non-compact states. And then it's just going to be 2% less, for the compact states. So you still have a very strong option at 21%. And then one thing that's nice with our product is we give you flexibility when it comes to customization. So the higher the bonus, the more you have to have allocated towards a Group A allocation. A Group A allocation is actually just majority of the index options we have available. The only ones it doesn't include is it does not include the S&P 500 point-to-point cap or the S&P intraday point-to-point cap. So you would still have access, as you'll see in a minute, to the S&P intraday par rate. It's just the S&P intraday cap and S&P cap that the greater the bonus, the less exposure you would have. Oh, excuse me. But if you are just a traditional S&P guy, you can still have a 15% bonus, which is still very competitive within the industry. Or even start to do a blend where you could do a 19% bonus and do 50-50 between S&P and one of the custom indexes. So you have the flexibility depending on what your comfort level is. Oh, sorry, excuse me. And then one other thing I did want to point out that is a nice change is previously the bonus did not vest immediately upon death, but now we are making a change to where regardless of client's age, the bonus will vest immediately upon death. So from a suitability standpoint, that gives you, sorry, I got something in my throat. But from a suitability standpoint, that gives you a lot more flexibility with some of those older clients where that could have been a hassle at some point, in the past with the product that we currently have. So it's just easing up the restraints a little on suitability by allowing it to invest immediately upon death. Now, when it comes to Omega Bonus, very similar to the structure that you just saw with Omega Bonus, except Omega Bonus Plus will have the 95 basis point fee and will give you greater bonus opportunities, along with a 10% free withdrawal versus the 5. So one thing that's really nice here is it starts with 23%. So, if you are one of the guys that likes to stick exclusively in the S&P 500, you can still get a 23% bonus. It's just with the 95 basis point fee. Now you can allocate fully into the S&P 500. And then you have the ability to go all the way up to 31% in the non-compact states or 29% in the compact states. So you get a very attractive bonus option there, along with still having index options with guaranteed rates. Now, one thing I wanted to point out when it does come to our index options, we have strategies that have been performing. If you look at the 1-year return right now, we have all but one of our strategies that's returning on a 1 year over 7%. And when you cross-reference that with the par rates and the caps available, the numbers in the orange on the far right is what you would receive based on Omega accumulations rates. So all but one of our strategies would have outpaced what the S&P 500 points to point cap is. And all of those strategies are guaranteed for a term. So you would not have to worry about them renewing at a lower rate in the future. So it gives you guarantees on your strategy, guaranteed par rates on strategies that have proven through live performance that they can return. And just to give you another comparison, this is going to be for bonus. So you could have had a 23% no fee bonus or up to that 31% bonus with a fee. and pair it with the ability to have 5 different strategies that also outperformed what the S&P 500 point-to-point cap is. So just wanted to emphasize that when you're looking at our product, you can work with an A-rated carrier that delivers excellent service, have the ability along with indexes that have performed and will give you the guarantees along those index options so that you don't have to have those conversations with clients, if there was a rate decrease that happened in the future, because there's no more worry of rate decreases. I just wanted to give you all one quick sales idea here for some cash on the sidelines. If you look over the last 6 years, go back to the end of 2019, there's about $4 trillion in assets that were sitting in money market funds. That number has increased over the years, all the way to where at the end of 2025, at about or more than doubled, up to 8.1 trillion. Excuse me. And if you look at the S&P over the last year, its 1-year return was around 29%. So if you use something like Omega Bonus Plus, you can get a 31% bonus where you can lock in last year's returns today, get that money off the sidelines, and get it to work in index options that could potentially give you more than what you're yielding in a money market account or a CD. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But then you also would still have, if you don't want the Omega Bonus Plus, you can always look at Omega Bonus. So that would have that no fee bonus as well. Sorry, guys. Something's in my throat killing me. Now, the last slide I wanted to hit on, this is something else that we're going live with. So it'll be officially live starting June 1st. Is we're adding an agent supplemental compensation program. So it just gives you the ability, the more business you do, the more you can get paid. Because we're launching it halfway through the year, we are prorating these numbers. So you'll see them increase for the different levels next year. But for this year, just to give you all a more, reasonable opportunity with starting halfway through the year, that first year, once you reach 1.75 million in production, you'll see a 50 basis point increase in the compensation, and that'll be between the 1.75 and 3 million. So then it would increase to 1%. And then once you reach 6 million, anything after that is an additional 1.5%. So we are also going to give you the opportunity, if more you produce, more opportunity you have to make. Okay. Well, that is all I have for you all. So Bill, I will send it back to you unless y'all have any questions.
No, that was great. Good stuff. And then what we'll do is I'm going to request some of these marketing flyers, brochures, product info, and we'll send everything out in the thank you email that you'll have tonight before we leave. So everything will be at your fingertips. And then if you want to get appointed, you want to get started, we'll have that request link as well. Okay, so that'll be sitting in your inbox tonight before we leave for the day. That was great, Derek. Good stuff. What I want to do next is talk about some strategies and give you some social media examples, what's working for others out there in the trenches, right? And what's creating new activity, right? Which leads to new appointments, new applications, and new commissions in the door. So let's go to our first slide here. How to get started. This is what you'll see in your thank you email inbox tonight. But this is everything on our website. And then if you just follow the yellow arrows, that'll take you to the appointment request link. Let's keep moving forward. I want to talk about, some of the latest technology, some of the latest platforms, and, basically what you're an agent out there in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and you're saying, Bill, this looks great, right? I have a few consumers, prospects that I can talk to tonight about this product, this concept. Okay, good stuff. But how can I open more doors, right? I want this to be my best year ever, right? We're about halfway through, and what can I do to bring in, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, right? Even 10 million plus. So number one, it's our job to go out and find the best technology and platforms that are available, period, right? Not just for agents, for IMOs, for carriers, all the above. So, number one, we put together a great platform years ago with a company called Amplify that was then acquired by iPipeline. Okay, we were, in fact, the first IMO to roll out an e-app on the life and annuity side. Okay, so you fast forward to today, we have two options for you when it comes to e-applications. Obviously, you can go to the carrier website, they have a portal, or go to our website. We now have Firelight baked in to your agent login. Okay, so that's number one. You have Firelight. And then on the left side, you also have a firm for annuity, right, which is available through iPipeline on our website, both at no charge. So, and this is the third part, which I love. So, part of the Firelight platform, right, is another third party company called Luma, which integrates by SSO, single sign on, into the Firelight back office. So what this does, this is a free platform for you, and it's going to look at your entire book of business. And it's going to basically tell you what opportunities do you have. Today, let's say you log in, right, Thursday, the 28th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and I have these 10 term policies that are up for conversion, right, or they're going to expire. And then you reach out to those 10 clients. Or let's say on the annuity side, right? These are 5 annuities that you can now replace. So you can then pick up the phone, call those clients, right? If it's a good fit, and then bring up a solution and then hopefully make a new sale. So this is going to do all of the legwork for you, right? There's some AI baked into this as well on the back end, and then give you the answer so you can go out and make it happen. So that's Luma. In fact, that's being programmed as we speak. But on the front end, you have, again, Firelight and a firm for annuity. Okay, both complementary, and then Luma will be complementary as well. So I'm really excited about all of this, and it's all going to be in one easy to use platform. So you're not logging in and out of 17 different platforms all day long. So love that part. That's brand new to us, and you'll see a intro webinar probably in the next, I would say, 2 to 4 weeks with our first Luma introduction training. Let's move forward. We want to talk about lead platforms and what's new to Levinson, what's new for you all, right? And what can you take advantage of by writing our 25,000 agent coattails, right? And getting a volume discount on everything we have to offer as far as leads. So a couple things that I want to share on the annuity side. So fast forward to today, halfway through 26, like I mentioned, we now have a text verified 100% exclusive FIA lead platform, okay, which we never had before. Okay, so just think about this for a second. Text verified FIA lead. We have a mailer platform, okay. We have a seminar platform. We have our orphan lead program. In fact, I just got 1,100 new orphan policy leads that you can get access to. Okay, and by the way, as soon as you write a minimum of 10,000 a premium in 12 months, you get a free batch or the equivalent on the annuity side. Okay, and Josh and RJ can share what it takes to get those free orphans. But on top of that, we're launching a new program, right, rolled out where you can have your own radio show, airtime, podcast, and guess what? Our third party, right, which is AmeriLife owned, does all the work for you. Okay. This is awesome. Okay. So when I think of annuities, I have to think about you all have my annuity agent hat on. And I need to say to myself, all right, what can I do to open new doors? I got the gift to gab, best personality in the world, right? I got the best products at my disposal. I got Josh and RJ at my disposal for quotes, servicing, everything, but I need more people to see and speak to. I got to get the word out. Okay. And I think about this every day. So between the radio program, right? Podcast, airtime, orphans, seminars working great now again, the mailer program, these text verified leads, we got a ton of options, and everything is at a discounted rate from 20 to 50% off. Andrew, let's back up for 1 second. I just want to point one thing out to the audience. So if you go back to our text verified lead here, here's what I wanted to show you. And this is new for you all. By the way, I did a podcast with Arnold, who launched the program about 4 years ago now, and it's working great. Okay, not perfect, but it's great. And for a lead program to be great, that means everything to me. That's the proof in the pudding, so to speak. But let's fast forward and look at the bottom row there, and you'll see the middle section, and that's your text verified FIA lead. It's pricey, okay, no doubt about it. But when you think about this prospect, right, had to see a social media ad, they had to click on it, and then the third party lead vendor had to text this prospect, and the prospect had to text them back to verify, and now you're getting that lead same day, fresh. Okay, that's a big deal. It's a big process, very costly. So $98, right? When you think about it, not bad at all. You're saving about 10% on that number. But here's what I love even more. Let's look at the top row there, right? The middle section, yellow arrow. On the right side, it says text verified IUL leads. So that's less than half the price. Okay. And here's what's great. So these are same thing, text verified, just like I said, but they clicked on indexed universal life options. Okay. They want to hear more. They want to learn more, these prospects. My point is, right, you're looking at the same demographic as an FIA potential sale. So if you are on the phone and you're able to pivot, if it's the right situation, right, and you bring up an FIA illustration, a proposal, and it works, great. Okay, you just got double the amount of leads for the same price. So if I were you and you want to give this a whirl, okay, and buy a batch or two, I would definitely go for the IUL leads and then pivot. Even Arnold on the podcast, and we have an upcoming webinar, but even Arnold said the same thing, and he owns the program. So just a little food for thought there. I love that option on the top right corner. And then beyond that, think about this, coming in every week, what I would do is the age leads. $2.50 with your discount, okay, 30 to 90 days out. That's not bad at all. And think about mortgage protection. We all know, right? You buy a house or refi. How many of those mailers and phone calls and text message does that new homeowner receive? Okay, a ton. So guess what? They're probably going to be tossed or deleted, right? We know what happens. So if you come in 60 days out, right, as the only guy or girl, and here I am coming back in to talk about mortgage protection or burial or a possible annuity sale or an IUL, you're probably going to get the open window and a chance to at least make the presentation. So I would have those coming in weekly, and then I would do the fresh batch maybe every other week, right? And obviously, if you're making the sales, you want to reinvest back into your model. But I love that option. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do now is talk about for a second this radio show. So, like I said, brand new to us. We are rolling this out in July. But if you want to get started early, no problem. In fact, we have a flyer we'll include in the thank you email. But this is a team. In fact, Matt used to be a host on one of the local news channels, and his section would be all about Wall Street and the S&P. He would talk about various money market accounts and really all the above. But this guy is phenomenal. So Matt's going to be on the webinar, and he's the one. If you say, Bill, I'm interested in this, I want to see what they can do for me, they will get you locked in airtime weekly or monthly, and they'll even host and edit the entire podcast series for you, where you don't even have to leave your third bedroom. They'll even mail you the equipment to use, and then obviously you'll send it back. But I'm talking, if you're a agent out there, a financial advisor, and you want more people to speak to, you want to reinvest in your business, this is an amazing platform. And I love the fact that this is AmeriLife owned. So it's not some third party out of Nebraska who knows what they're doing with the leads that come in, or maybe an email inquiry, whatever. Okay. So I trust them. When you hear this story about what they're doing and how they're helping other agents and agencies, I think you're going to love to hear this new angle, right? And you might want to dive in for more. So that's exciting, new to us. Let's keep moving forward. Like I said, I take it very serious. If there's something new and exciting out there, it's working for others, I want to be the first to, number one, vet the program. Number two, roll it out to you all. Okay? These are two social media posts, right? Talking about what's working well for others. So, two examples here. And by the way, you can go on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, do a search, right? You can put indexed annuities or indexed UL, whatever it is. You can always choose. You can put top performing or recent posts. I always put top performing, and I want to see what's working great for others out there in the trenches. So if you notice on the left side and right side, not rocket science. You can even go into AI now, right, and create a flyer. Okay, you can share what you do, right, and talk about indexed annuities. And I want to create a good graphic or flyer, and it will do it for you. Or you can use the new marketing lab that we offer to agents. It's like $40 a month. Okay, and it does everything for you. So there's no excuse anymore, right? Why you should not be posting at the very minimum once a week. Okay, I look at it like 80-20 rule. 20% of your day or week should be focused on some kind of content creation for your social media platforms, podcasts, YouTube, all the above. You got to be getting your name and company brand out to the masses, even if you only have 7 followers. It's okay because you're going to build on that. Remember what I spoke about at the expo. Anyway, again, right side, why your 401k alone won't retire you. Okay, it's a door opener that created over 100 likes, comments, and shares. That one quote alone. Okay, do you think that Tina, created this one night at 2 a.m.? No, she probably got the idea from somewhere or someone else, and then she posted it to see what would happen. Okay, out of the 100, if 10% replied, right, and you reach out to them through DM or PM or email, whatever, that's 100 new clients, 100 new prospects for free, right? If it's 100 people total that reached out, 10%, let's say 10 want to set up the annuity appointment with you, you make half of the sales, 5 new leads for free, okay, that you sold. So do the numbers. I'm telling you, you got to get out there. Let's keep moving forward. The podcast with Arnold was great. You can check this one out when you have a chance, number 66. He talks all about the various lead platforms that are now offered through text verification, which is another first for us. I've never seen this. And by the way, if I didn't have 2 agents using his program for the last few years now, I would have never rolled this out to our agents and negotiated this discounted rate. There's no way, because we all know most lead programs come and go. They're great for 2 months, and then the next 6 months, you can't even get a hold of someone when there's a problem. Okay, but this is a different platform. Okay, I'm telling you, it works, and like I said earlier, not perfect, but it's great and definitely worth a shot. Let's keep moving forward. This is our 411 newsletter now to include the senior health department. Okay, so all bases covered, right? When you think about life, annuity, supplemental products, and now senior health as well, we have you covered. I always say you should be cross-marketing, cross-selling, because your clients are cross-buying, right? We dove into that at the expo once again. Let's move on to our training menu. So this is everything that is coming up in the next couple of months. And what I wanted to talk about quickly was our triple play annuity series. So we wanted to take literally 3 hours of content of training to make sure you have everything that you need to be dangerous on the annuity side. So American National has a proprietary product. We're launching this on the 16th of July. And then, of course, AuguStar. This is a new offering, grand opening for us on the annuity side. By the way, agent requested. Okay, that's how this whole thing even came up, is because we had a few agents out there saying, Bill, I need this product. So that's how the whole thing came to the surface. Above and beyond that, Coach Chris on the annuity side is back on June the 4th. He's awesome. So he gives us a third-party independent view on the entire annuity space. He's going to talk about the hottest carriers, products, concepts, and sales strategies that's working for others. And then outside of that, highlighted in blue, is everything else going on with technology on the life side and the health side here at Levinson. Then the radio show is on the bottom there on the 23rd of July. Let's move to our final slide. I know I'm ranting a bit, but I get a little excited when we talk about this stuff, especially marketing and social media and podcasts in this new world, okay? And AI assist, which I hope you're using at the minimum, at least half of that, what I mentioned today. All right. Anyway, I'm going to have our question of the day. I hope you were paying attention. Any comments, questions, feedback, please reach out. Use the chat box. If you want to do that, you can expand or minimize it, or email, phone call, whatever you prefer is fine for us. We're here to help. Let's talk about my Positive Tuesday quotes on the left-hand side. If success is not forever and failure is only temporary, having the courage to get back up and keep moving forward means everything, right? We all get knocked down. We all have challenges in life. It's the ones that power through, right? Those are the ones that are rewarded at the end of the day. So you got to be tough. You got to have grit. You got to be scrappy day in and day out, okay? It doesn't make a difference. And if you have a great day, don't get too high on that horse because right? The challenging days around the corner and just power through it because that great day is around the corner once again. You got to have the key to success always, right? Right foot on the gas pedal, constantly reinventing yourself and moving the needle in the insurance space. Anyway, question of the day. With that said, make sure your little fingers are on the keyboard because you got to be first and correct. I spoke about our annuity division, right? We spoke about our direct IMO contracts. How many carriers do we offer at this time with our latest AuguStar annuity launch? What's the total number of carriers Levinson now offers? You tell me that magic number and you win Apple AirPods version 4 and our latest prospecting book. And by the way, even if you don't win, you're still a winner because you can go on our Facebook page or our Google review link and leave a comment, a testimonial, and we'll send you the prospecting book. Okay, for all active agents, 100% complimentary. Anyway, let's hope you're a big winner today. Tell me the magic number, and you win. Andrew is going to tell us who was first, who was correct.
Okay, we have Audrey J. Audrey J.
Audrey J. Congratulations. The magic number is 42 carriers, 42 direct IMO contracts and carriers to offer you all. Let's have a wonderful Thursday. Great selling. And again, for the 20th time today, reach out with any questions or comments. We're here to help every step of the way. Great selling, everyone. Thanks again.